What about you, David? Of your own collection of your own records that you've produced, I know you've had some trouble with actually not even having a lot of the masters of the records that you've produced.
You just told my whole story. That's exactly what happened. Do I have anything? Well, I got an Old Land Sexton album, "Loving You, Loving Me," and I got it. The only reason why I got it because I can't sell it. It's a little, but anyway, it plays good. It don't have no scratches on it, but the cover have worn out on it and all that over the years. It's like it's near 40 years old. So, but anyway, all those older records, I kind of got away from them. They got away from me. But anyway, they're all gone, mainly, the main ones. And you hardly ever pick up something like Jane Brown and play it. I got one of them under my bed. Maybe I go back tomorrow and play it. but I got Papa got a brand new bag. I believe that's what it is. But I got it, I got it under my bed. So I saved it. And I may have something of a Shy-Lights. But all those records, they went to like the #1. So they're not valuable anymore. They lost their value because it's too many of them. So, and everybody had one or have one. And if they had it, if they got it, they played it to death. So anyway, they lose their interest. So I'd like to mention that it may be getting off the track a little bit, but during our time of selling, the Jackson 5, they went cold on us. They went cold on us, and it got so their records didn't sell. After I'll Be There. After that, they started going on down tree. But anyway, that was on vinyl. And during the vinyl years, we did awful many good sales. And we had one called that I wrote, it's not on that one, called Love, Love, Love. And that one was selling up there with Jackson 5. And there's some reason why they couldn't make 2 of their appointments. It went up the chart with the bullet. But it's back in attention now. And it's selling now. And our album we have over there, if you hadn't got it, please get it. It is good.
Yeah, and you can link to on our Lingua Musica Live site, you'll see underneath where the video is streaming, you'll see links to everybody here on the panel and all of our projects. Jason, what about you? What's your prize in your LP collection?
Actually, I do collect mostly 45s. It seems like most of the Carolina artists were able to put out a 45, but it was perhaps a little bit harder to break into the recording scene and put out a whole album. And most of my research and collecting has been on soul music, and there are very few full-length albums by soul artists from the Carolinas, or really from anywhere. It's mostly a 45 scene, but I have collected a lot of 45s, and I don't know how to pick one out. There's so many great ones. But in the case of David Lee's story, there were 14 different 45s and 2 different albums on his 3 labels over the years from the 1960s through 1980s, and it has been really fascinating to try to track down copies of each one of those. It has been difficult in many cases. Most cases, David doesn't have copies of them himself, and that's been something that I've been surprised to find out by researching this music and talking with the artists themselves, is that many of them have lost track of their own recordings over the years, whether it be master tapes or actual vinyl copies. Music that was made 50, 40, 30 years ago has just slipped through the cracks, it seems.
Yeah, there's a lot of really, really valuable vinyl out there, and you can find it a lot of times in just for a steal. I know a friend of mine in Shelby had got an Ink Spots record at a store one time, over a decade ago now, but picked it up for like a quarter or something like that. You know, the thing is worth $50 easily, and there's a lot of rare vinyl that you can find, and people don't necessarily know what their collections are worth. There's a lot of instances of people that have had this extensive, or maybe not all that large, but their music collections, they'll just give them wholesale to somebody.
I had some. Do you remember when they were making direct-to-disc records, right before they started making CDs, and the artists the musicians would have to record a whole side live, And I remember one in particular, a great Lee Ritenour record with Steve Gadd playing drums and all these great, AAA session guys. And man, these records were great because they were basically live in the studio. They had to be live in the studio because they'd have to record them and press them all in one lick. And so they do the whole side. Everybody wipe down, take a break, grab the chart, do the second side. But there were some great records. Anyway, I'd love to try to find some of those. Do you know if any of those records are still in print, or
No,
you know what I'm talking about?
No,
Does anybody know what I'm talking about?
Somebody's going to have to
They're
tell
called
us.
direct-to-disc records, and they had to do them a side each live in the studio, but they sounded great at the time. They were the best quality you could get because they wouldn't lose anything because in tape every time it would pass through it loses a little something.
Yeah.
So we goes, well anyway, no, I won't get into all that. But, anyway, I just thought I'd share that with y'all. Direct-to-disc records. If you ever see one, throw it my way. Yeah.
Now, Joe, a lot of your stuff has never come back out. I think you had one reissue in the early 80s of the Sparkle Tones, but by and large, it is unavailable. Am I right?
Well, it's available bootleg. Bootleg coming out of Europe, and we can't collect anything on it. But they released an album, ABC Paramount did in 1983. And so whoever got a hold of it copied the songs on there. I think there were 17 or 18 cuts on that one CD. And but if you're dealing with Europe, and that's where the numbers keep going, so it isn't dead. No, people still buy that record, but they won't let us receive royalties on it.
Yeah, there's a good soul scene over in Europe, and a lot of American artists are probably over there. In the liner notes to Said I Had a Vision, it talks about one of the Ann Sexton B-side is still really a popular song in a lot of circles over there. Isn't that right?
That is right. So we have that. I'm saying again that love. It's and I got this information through ASCAP, but love is on a series program. And the program is named No Angels in Europe. So it's beginning to generate a little royalty right now. So we're looking for royalties just in the day on it. And I'm anxious to see what it's going to be. But we are getting good play on it, on her over there. And they play all her other songs, but I only wrote 3 songs for her so far. So, but all 3 of them got airplay and big time over there, overseas. And the You Letting Me Down over there, before ASCAP hooked up with them, they was playing it over there, but I didn't receive no royalties that I know of from You Letting Me Down. But it did get big airplay. So the biggest one over there was, what is that?
You've been gone too long?
You've been gone too long. Show, I can't think of my own song. Got so many. Got so many. Show, you've been gone too long. So it was the biggest collection over there. The biggest collection. It came out of Germany. So show, okay. Tell me, brother.
The Bear family.
Show, that's right. Show. So anyway, that was the big one over there so far. But I have current, like I'm saying, that love is the song. Really name is I Want to Be Loved, and John Richburg gave it love. But anyway, that's what it's titled by now. Love. If you ever get so you can hear it, please do. You may can hear a portion of it on Amazon. So Amazon got most of that music, and Amazon is easy to remember because they're on TV all the time. So Amazon, just bring up Ann Sexton, and I have love, You Letting Me Down, and You've Been Gone Too Long. And they'll play a portion of that for you. Okay.
Now, without folks like Jason Perlmutter, a lot of these records would be firmly in the past. But now, bringing up something like Amazon makes me remember, you can go on YouTube and watch the Sparkle Tones playing on TV and whatnot. So
they're on Ed Sullivan.
You can watch the Ed Sullivan Show clips of Joe up on stage singing Black Slacks. And but But really, what is it about the records that remain out of print? You know, like that first Southern Culture on the Skids record, the Chapel Hill Band from before Rick Miller was their lead singer, you know, in 1985. That's an incredibly valuable record. It just makes you wonder, you know, like, why aren't more of these records being put back into print? And what do you think? Let us know, and comment on the linguamusicalive.com website below our web stream, also on Twitter with the hashtag Lingua Musica. I'm Joe Kendrick, thanking you for tuning in to the Lingua Musica, also for being here at the showroom in Spartanburg. Can't say enough good things about Stephen Long and Celia Cooksey here at the showroom. Been incredibly gracious and generous, and we really, really enjoy working with them. Thank you so much. I think it's about time that we break it on back and have a little bit more music from the Upstate's own Antibodies, a band who's been around the block a couple of times. So Antibodies, I think, have been in existence for at least a decade, probably more like a dozen years or more like that. Tom Conder is nodding yes, and hopefully they'll continue on strong. And with your support, you can donate online on the linguamusicalive.com website. We look forward to hearing your comments. After another song from the Antibodies and the Pulse Dancers, we're going to come back and talk a little bit about analog. We're going to talk about analog, recording the tape, and analog instruments. Thanks for being here with Lingua Musica. I'm Joe Kendrick, handing it back over to the Antibodies.
In an alien spacecraft next to a pretty girl, I wonder if she sees me, or we're from the same world, and then my world starts spinning around. Well, and then my world starts spinning around. Well, then they start to probe and test me. Look at me with those big round eyes. I wonder what they're after. We've done it so many times, and then the world starts spinning around. Well, and then the world starts spinning around, around. And then the world starts spinning around. Well. One night, and then the world starts spinning around. Well, and then the world starts spinning around.
Big round of applause for the Antibodies and the Pulse Dancers, live at the showroom in Spartanburg. They will be playing a set here after our show wraps up in just a little bit.